Hello, I'm Judy Vitale here with your weekly horoscopes at work. Yes, I do believe there will still be a week at work. What I want everybody to do, rather than thinking about Armageddon and all the horrible things that could possibly happen due to the supposed end of the Mayan calendar, is to think about what is going on astronomically, the alignment of our solar system, our Earth with the center of the galaxy. Open up and be willing to accept the good that is there to come. There may not be some there may be some things that are not so wonderful that also want to come toward us at this time, because after all, it will be the winter solstice coming on Friday, December 21st, that day of doom and all that. I don't think it's doom, folks, and I think that it's kind of silly to talk about it in those terms. I think that we need to think about the hope and the happiness that we can bring to other people simply by being in tune with who we really are. Take that with a grain of salt. I'll go on with your week at work. Monday, we have the moon kind of void, of course, in the afternoon in Aquarius, but in the evening, things get very dreamy and hopeful. People will begin to really see the way the world could be if only, and maybe take some actions toward it. This could be due to Mercury opposing Jupiter in Gemini, and also the moon conjunct Neptune, which always allows us to take our emotions and bring them to the heights of the potential that we have within ourselves as human beings. On Tuesday, we will want to continue to act on that. We can use a little bit of power from Pluto, as Pluto makes a sextile with the moon in Pisces in order to propel our dreams forward. Then on Wednesday, we have a lot of excitement. It's kind of a flirty, happy day with Venus trine Uranus, and that will bring that desire that we have to know other people, to meet other people to the surface. And we will want to just take a little bit of a chance with getting to know others. On Thursday, we have an exciting day, because it's always exciting when the moon enters Aries, as it will very early on Thursday morning. And we will have the moon with Uranus, and then trine Venus, square to Pluto, and then sextile to Jupiter. This again will bring us in a place where we're taking action about wishing one another well. And what better way to face the winter solstice? A little bit about the winter solstice in general. It's the time of the year when we are in the northern hemisphere, turned away at our maximum from the sun. And so that's why all of the holidays around this time of year celebrate the coming of light. Because as we have the ending of that cycle where we're turning away, we have the beginning of turning toward our sun. So this is the rebirth of the sun, if you will. So think about that as you celebrate the various religious rituals that come up at this time of the year. So we do have the sun entering Capricorn, of course, when we have the winter solstice as well. Makes everybody a little more serious, a little more devotional, which can't hurt. After all, these are supposed to be spiritual times, not materialistic ones when we get to this time of the year. But, you know, that's the way of the world these days. Try not to make it the way of your world, though. The weekend looks really positive and happy. Maybe it's a sigh of relief that the world really doesn't end. But if it does, even if it really does, remember something that my father always said. It was pretty funny because, you know, I grew up in a Catholic family, and people would talk about what they were afraid of and what about the end of the world. And, you know, it was back in the times of the atomic bombs and the threats that really did exist at that time. And my father would say, "What the hell's the matter with you? Aren't you a good Catholic? Don't you know that something better awaits you after this life?" Well, no matter what religion you are, I think that that's probably part of the teaching. And if you don't have a religion, you can think about yourself as a spiritual being in the material world and what you're learning from being in the material world, and understanding that everything is fleeting, everything is joyous, everything is wonderful. And I want you to take that and look at the winter solstice as a moment of hope. We'll talk more about the astrology of the winter solstice this year, you know, as the week progresses. But right now, I just want to give you your weekly overview as usual, and hope that you're having a great time preparing for your holidays. You can get me again anywhere, anytime at Judy, Judi, at readthestars.com.